Godfrey Ince, we know as Cherry, Dink Johnson, Colin King, Maxwell Porter of blessed memory, we call him Chalice, and me. We were determined to make a difference, taking a historic approach and setting new trends while enjoying what we did. The band Touch was formed in 1985, and most of you who are listening, how Dr. Scott says, that is Touch Ruby's anniversary, meaning they are 40 years old this year. And for a strong bond with Jules Williams, Clive Scott, Eiffel Shot, and Gideon James. Other members graced our doors from time to time, all in our quest to find the right mix and style. His charm was magnetic, and he owned the trust of new members, quickly joined them in with his jovial and light-spirited demeanor. Ladies like Donna Golden Nichols, Sandra Duncan, Pat Raggy, Daka, and Tanik come to mind. Interestingly, I spoke to Daka recently. He told me that his brother had died, and I knew what you want to hear, but I know Daka just saying that, man. But the important thing here, because I will stay here because time's of the essence, is that what is true here is that Brian, Godfrey Ince, Dink Johnson, Colin King, and Maxwell Porter, they started the band. And they added persons who made the band better. But through it all, Godfrey Dublin and Willis Williams remain tight friends. Willis, I know you came able to join because of the time difference, but if somebody can tell you and convey to you, and I will convey directly, I want to express my personal condolences to you. I can't imagine what you are going through, but well written, and that was in part, this was an extract from Willis's tribute to his great friend Godfrey Dublin. I see we have what I call the golden hearted man with us. I don't know if the owner of this enterprise, aptly named Nice Radio, would like to say something. Doggy?
Well, good evening, guys. Nice to be here. I couldn't allow something like this to happen and then come in, it was not my intention. Originally, I'm in Calypso Culture. But with Godfrey and being part of, most people would not know the relationship I had with him. I had with him because I used to, not just in the music, used to come down to the Annisvale playing field quite often and hang out. So we used to chat, and I used to ask him, and Scotty was dealt with a couple of the things. I used to ask him, "Why do you play the guitar in the style that you do it?" I said, "That's a blues style. How are you gonna blend blues and calypso?" He said, "What's wrong with the doggy? He think I'm an happy ching, so what?" That's what he would say. I said, "But it's a blues style that you play in because you play some riffs that, but you play it in soca style, and it's unique, and that's the uniqueness of his guitar style." So, but because he played the guitar in that particular style, he developed the inevitable habit of singing in the same styles Scotty was taking. He extended, is one of the few persons who could extend a song, a note in soca that never pulled the song back, because touch rhythms was always with a particular bounce, and if you try to hold soca rhythm and the rhythm gonna leave you and you're still singing the note, somehow Godfrey was able to embed that extension of the notes, or several pieces of notes. Because if you sing pieces of what he sang, he moved from if he's in A, he move it over when the band gone into a dropping in a different note, and he would end up on that note. Brian, in Evo, I don't think Brian understand what he said the night. I just shook my head. I laughed. It's the only paperback could say that. Godfrey held out a note in Evo, in one of the Evos. I think Blackson came back home and they were playing together, and he was singing, and Godfrey bellow out a note on Evo. And Brian said, "All the young boy and them all they think all you hear that, all they could play all because Brian, do you remember that?"
Yes, and yes, and that was about Godfrey held that note for more than a minute, you know.
I'm
I
telling
thought
you,
that he's I tell you, like Chuckman Jr. on a trumpet.
yeah.
Just-
And I said, wow,
Yeah,
and you captured that, Brian, when you said it, and it registered in my head because it's something that I used to say to Godfrey all the time. I say, you are a weird, but Godfrey himself as a person, what you hear in his music actually came out of the kind of the person that he was. It is what you hear. It's how he expressed his personal being in the way he played. And and I really sorry to know that he when he got sick, we had a lot of chat. I chatted with him several times, and I used to encourage him. I say, well, I said, Godfrey, you got to be strong in the Lord and the power of His might, because what you're going through is not easy. But God knows best. And I just want to say congratulations to Touch, Brian, and them for having Godfrey, because it is a part of our musical history of uniqueness. That's all I have to say.
yeah. I like to move now, as I just want to say one thing before I go because I want other people to call. Um, Godfrey had only one weakness musically. I must say it because perhaps the other people who aspiring to be musicians should hear this and not fall into his trap. Godfrey didn't know how good he was. He just did not know
Uh-huh.
how good he was. His guitar playing, he started in the late years there to put down his guitar. Say sometime I used to play it, and he concentrated on the voice and on his vocals. But I really think Godfrey, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think he was equally a good guitarist and a good
Vocalist.
vocalist, but he just didn't know his talent. He just did not know his talent, and he could have been far greater, out there. So you people out there who aspire to be musicians, always continue with your talent and have confidence in yourself. Well, Godfrey had confidence, but I don't know. I really don't have the words, but God, Scott, you must have words
Yeah,
for that. But
He was always
um,
searching for higher level, Brian. Why me and you were always, and Willis and Jules and everybody as I feel, we were always happy with what he was giving us, and that's why I
right.
played Sweet Music in Me, because that song I remember he didn't come practice at all, and we were very vexed. And when we went into the studio and we put on the first track, Godfrey started to play some things out of this world.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Out
so
of
what
this
true.
world.
happened. All right. Good night. I'll be listening.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you
Right
for
then, Brian.
this.
Okay.
Keep
Yeah.
the faith, keep the faith, my brother.
Yes,
As
yes.
as
Bro.
Dougie said, God knows best.
Yes.
We'll all miss him. Gone too soon.
Well, on that note, I like how Brian put it, that Guffey didn't know. What I think about artists is that they they never satisfied. They never really like what they do. So we have to like it for them, because you get so subjectively involved in what you do, you have a tendency to think that you're super great, but
Well,
that's not correct. What really happens is
well,
you're great.
I'll give you one joke here, Dougie. If you go back to move your front in the break, Nicky, I'm still going to be Nicky. In the break, you would hear a car crash in the break. So when we were doing this song, we decided to put a car crash, Dougie, and we were going through the samplers. We couldn't find any car crash with the tires burning, and Godfrey decided he would do it. All I had to do was borrow a car. So that robbers you're actually hearing
It's
is
actually
Godfrey
real.
driving a little car with a 100 engine, 1,000 engine Doggy. And
Yeah.
the lady who loaned me the car, when she heard the tires burning outside, she flew outside the studio and said, "That's my car."
That is really a joke, but you
So,
can have me laughing.
and that's why Brian say he's mischievous. I seen a message here from Willis. Willis wants to know what number to call. Brian,
Um,
give Willis the number to call, please. Willis wants to call. So go ahead. Let me see if I go to Willis.
Come 784.
498 3802.
That's the
No,
WhatsApp.
no.
That's the WhatsApp.
So now
Four
the WhatsApp
five
one
six
call.
five nine six seven.
No, he's overseas in a doggy.
Oh, he's overseas, so you
Yeah,
call
he's
it WhatsApp.
overseas. Yeah, he's overseas. That's why I give him the WhatsApp number. I
Okay.
spoke to him already, so I'm gonna send it to him.
Yeah. Please do.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it
Yeah,
to him.
doggy, you could go ahead. You could go ahead,
Yeah.
doggy. While Carpet thing.
Okay. Well, yes. Well, it's the music. The reason why you have artists, and I miss the band music in St. Vincent and the Grenadines badly, because the reason why you had bands that had different styles and influences, because different people have different uniqueness about them. Willis touch on this keyboard is unique. You hardly could replicate what Willis would play, right? And like many other artists, and so forth. Brian, strumming, the way he strums the piano and plays the rhythm on the piano also is of a special class. And he himself, he said something about Godfrey, but Brian himself don't even appreciate sometimes the talent that he himself has. And so you find you have this good blend, a great blend that they had. And so I miss the band music, when we had Exodus, Black Sun, Touch, Resurrection. We had a real great time. Of you could identify each band from the time you hear the music, and you got. So if you go to a gathering with all of them, you had a whole different feel. People enjoy the variety. The variety was the spice of life, and within each grouping, and we're speaking about touch now. When you listen to what Godfrey did, blending with the rest of touch, made it completely out.
Doggy, that's how I think we have Willis coming through. Willis, hello.
Hey, good evening, Kaba.
Yes, Dr. Willis. Doggy was just speaking about your unique style. So we all is here. The floor is yours.
My unit, we are trying to pick up Godfrey. Right? We talk about me.
Yeah, well, we think, but you're important cog in this whole thing as Cleavage and everybody else.
Yeah.
But Godfrey the focus.
All right. Well, I just want to, I suspect, add to what has already been said about Godfrey. I'm sure it's all positive and but I have to express my condolences first of all to the grieving family and to the other grieving members of the band. And we consider ourselves family too. It is a very difficult time. I I believe because of our involvement with Godfrey over the last couple of weeks and maybe months, so we may have partly conditioned our mind to a deal like this. But it's never easy, and you never expect. You don't even know how it will hit you when it hits you. The passing of Godfrey is something that's very hard on us. Um, I think Brian would believe that I am most hit about it. I think Brian is most the one who's most shocked up. Every time I speak with him, he like if he trying to get me to cry, he starts to cry. I said, Brian, don't try that.
Yeah,
I
he has confessed that he's been crying and non-stop for the last several days since
yeah,
Godfrey passed away.
yeah, but this is the time when you got to hold up and you have to be strong. So everybody else, like myself. I know his family, particularly that I've been in touch with his brother and his son, one of his sons, McNeil. Um, McNeil is particularly strong, but like everything else, a shock like this is never easy to take. Godfrey was my a call I sent you
Yeah, I
a
actually, I
link.
actually read, I actually read from it.
Okay,
Yeah, I didn't read the entire thing because of time, but I read the important parts.
Okay, good. So I need not go over that except to say that Godfrey was my real buddy from way back. You know, we had this little rivalry um from school days. Although I didn't even know him. I don't know if you knew him. He used to keep telling me, boy, I used to say, hey, but this little boy guitarist. Because he was older by a couple of years. And I used to hear about this man playing with a band. I believe it's fluid that thing. You know, I hadn't met him, but what was comforting about his about the rivalry that he was shorter than I was. So I always felt okay, I still better than you, even if you could
so,
play.
so in that column,
You know, and
you had that
yeah, yeah,
advantage,
yeah.
that category.
I had something on it, even if the skill wasn't there.
You
No,
could
but
eat up his head.
yeah, but Godfrey was really a jovial guy, you know, as you know, a troublesome fella, but but soft in heart, soft hearted and witty. He always had a way to win you over, you know, to soothe things. Right? I see him some his role in the book. He didn't even realize it was a sort of a force that would bring things together. You know, although he was sometimes the one who was in trouble.
Hmm.
But when he got returned on, you know, although you're saying, well, okay, let's give it to him this time, he would he would just quell things down, and it turns out it's a big laugh, and we move on from there. And I think sometimes the creativity was from that. You know, they drove away. We used to just sometimes not laugh with him, just laugh at him. He's such a weird guy, you know. But boy, he completed the band. You know, he made the band what it was. I don't know what we would do without God. There are a few times I have to say, we attempted to play without God. And, you know, they were not always very successful. You know, but I think it's something we're gonna have to learn to do, and we may have to rise to this occasion in His honor. As we go forward, if we have to do again, even without God, we gotta do it properly without Him in His honor going forward.
Well said.
Um, but Carla, I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I just really want to say to the fans of Touch and the family of Godfrey again, and the members of the band Touch, that we have to take this thing in a positive stride. Godfrey is now in a better place, certainly a better place than he was a few weeks ago. And you know, I know he's not knocking on heaven's door. Probably a song that we should do in his send off, knocking at heaven's door. Not a Touch song, but I think that after listening to a little more to see how pretty it could be, but the the, the, the name of the song
It resonates.
comes to mind. It resonates.
Yeah. But you know, you
Yeah.
said something. You go ahead, but I was going to say, when you finish, I'll
No,
talk.
let me
Yeah. No, I was saying that you mentioned something, and with his alias, Famous, and he was indeed a free spirit.
yes,
That was a
he
apt.
was.
That was an apt alias, an apt nickname. He was a really free spirit. And again, I want to express
Well,
my condolence to you because I'm hearing your voice breaking, even if I think it's coming over. So Brian was successful in trying to
you know,
get to cry.
my voice always breaks. It's every voice I have. That's why I don't sing cover.
So you and I could do a duet. We have breaking voices.
Well, don't push it because I have done a few pieces, I've done a few lines.
Oh my!
But we'll tell you about
All right, my brother.
Godfrey had coached me. We used to coach each other. He used to coach me. The saying I used to coach him in guitar after a while.
All right. Yeah.
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 All All right, so
Big
I
boys
just want to
don't cry.
who's that?
That's the Vinci. He trying to be as,
Yay, Lance, how you doing? How you doing?
Fine day,
I forgot to find
brothers.
out who's on the program.
is the Vinci,
Lance, I think Scotty should be there.
myself and the Vinci and Nick is helping us extremely well.
Nick
And
is the operator.
we have in cyberspace Dr. Cleve Scott and Douglas
Okay.
the Freitas.
Scotty, how you doing?
All right, well, all right,
And Dougie.
all right.
Yeah, Willis, nice to hear you, man.
Dougie is a long acquaintance, supporter, friend of touch. People don't understand the camaraderie we had. Even in the guise of a tug of war between blacks, and it was a friendship that and we were so close that we agreed to disagree publicly.
But that's family, eh? Must be disagreements. Everything cannot be rosy. All
That,
hills
that,
and
that,
valleys.
that's family. And Dougie has gone way back when. Even before Black Sun, we had a great relationship with Dougie, BDS. So and it continues.
Well, it's always for the how could I say the better good, the better good. It was just the love of music. Well, actually, I am the godfather of Willis' son, so that's to
Yes,
tell
you
you.
actually, Dougie, you share Godfather code or Godfathership with Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's how close we were.
Yeah.
And you still are.
And
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
but what I was speaking about earlier, Willis, because of my attention to the music, is that Godfrey always when there's a song doing, he used to confide in me even before you all know, and he used to come. He say, Dougie, when he see Dougie, he used to call. He said, boy, I want to tell you something. Willis put something there. No, he said I had to come up with a guitar piece for Willis, cause he's been up my chassis when he ready, That's what he say. He said when you play the pieces, he said, man, something been up my chassis. I have to go home now and work on a piece because I had to fit something inside of there. And all because he played this open string style guitar is a kind of blues style he played. So you can't. He was a master at that.
But sometimes we used to have to tell them just forget about that top string and just concentrate on the lower ones because the top string was sometimes noisy, and so that is something he had learned to control. So for Calypso, it's necessary sometimes.
Yes, definitely. But it is what it is, and Godfrey will be greatly missed. The music will live on, though. Good music never die. And if you notice on Nice Radio, we don't let good music, old music die. Some people want to throw away the music. No, no way. We keep it alive.
Yeah,
Never let good music
Lovely,
die.
lovely.
yeah. Nikki,
One of the songs that
we could take a little bit of waistline, which is a different vocal style, and
And come.
yeah, waistline. Bring a waistline and come a different vocal style that Godfrey did here. Brian gone, but Brian would tell you he was trying to play young here. Right? But it's a different vocal style, mixing two different styles. And then we could take a bit
yes.
of kangaroo, which marks a
There was-
transformation.
there's, there's also a song that I like that is not popular, and I have listened to it. It's one of the last songs that we did after the band was Semi Darban. It is Throw Them Out the Park.
Yeah,
The song
yeah,
is-
we sent it.
Yeah, we have that.
Nikki
only
has
part.
it, Will.
So which
Nikki
one?
has it. Nikki has it.
So which one? Which order you want us to play?
and the vocal style in that is remarkable. So if you have time, you could probably just feature it.
This is out the park. Please take a listen.
Okay.
I wanna know woman, yeah. Get out of the fret, I say. What the sense of coming here? If your hands empty, I say. Security charge about the fret. They caught into my strut. Look them in the dark. Throw them out the bar. Security charge about the fret. They caught into my strut. Look them in the dark. Throw them out the bar. I wanna know woman, yeah. Get out of the fret, I say. What the sense of coming here? If your hands empty, I say. Security charge about the fret. They caught into my strut. Look them in the dark. Throw them out the bar. When carnival they come, we come here to drink rum. We come here to have some fun, not to kill with cutlass and guns. I wanna know woman here. Get out of the fret, I say. What the sense of coming here? If your hands empty, I say. Security charge about the fret. They caught into my strut. Look them in the dark. Throw them out the bar.
Yes, that's a novel approach. That song. I am enjoying this.
Yes.
So Scotty, what you
Yeah,
want to spin now?
unique thing.
Waistline.
Anyone.
Go ahead, Willis. Click on.
No, I'm saying just a unique approach and masterfully done.
Yes, I tell you, it's kind of humorous too in its own way. Just the way he's singing it.
It is.
Yeah.
Just like if you know Guthrie, you could imagine him. You could imagine him performing that.
The
Same antics as we would have had to back off and all those. Brought life to it.
Okay, we're gonna play Kangaroo next, and I just want to say I remember a little about the friendly rivalry with Kangaroo and Whistle. When it was said by somebody, the kangaroo jump up on the whistle and mash it up.
Brian say, don't there's somebody. Say Brian.
That's somebody who's back up.
My brother.
Brother.
Yeah, that's not the cousin here, so those just dead lightly.
Yeah.
Various recipes made up of cultural ingredients, including soca music to jump up and prance. Say we carnival, it's hotter than hot.
Bring up the fader. I can't hear the music too low.
Want to miss out on that? You don't have to pay no admission to join in the band. Bring your waistline and come. Bring your waistline and come. Bring your waistline and come. Let we jump down the town. Bring your waistline and come. Bring your waistline and come. Bring your waistline and come. Let we ram down the town. Take a boat, take a plane.
All right, so that was Bring Your Waistline Come. Now we have the kangaroo that jumped on the whistle.
And Kangaroo is 1993. That's when we went to Trinidad and got him mash up the place and Skinner Park. Make Jules had a run to look for more current.
Music is music. I love all kinds of music, but so guys music. The music that does work magic on my mind. My behind. I got to shake. I got to whine. So when I feel to let loose and let go, I got to find a soca party. Soca party. When I want some rhythm and tempo, I got to find a soca party. Soca party. Yes, this is the music that
I must say one thing, Kaba, before I go. That you never had to tell Godfrey how to sing a song. In that kangaroo verse and chorus, all of those intonations, that's the word, or the moods, the different moods, he was the one who conceived all of these moods.
Okay.
Right? He
Fantastic.
just knew how to sing a song. And Brian spoke earlier and Dougie spoke earlier about younger artists. I find a lot of younger artists that don't know different moods, how to make you how to use the song to stretch your imagination. And Godfrey understood how to do that. If you listen to all those songs, they were different moods. He sang them differently. None of them he sang them exactly the same way.
Okay. This is a long exercise for me as well. I just want to take this opportunity to let you all know that the normal host of this program, you all know, is Robert Patrick King Knights.
Okay.
He has sent his regards to all in the studio via cyberspace or wherever, and he also extends his deepest condolences to the family of the late great Godfrey Dublin. He also says that may he rest in power, and he, he has he has all of us because he recognized that we also are part of the wider family of friends in his thoughts as we face this, which is indeed a difficult and sad situation for all of us. So thank you, Patches, and they're all not in agreement, which means I'm
Thank you, Patrick.
convinced.
You can see me nodding, but I have to express it.
I'm a magician here. Yes, Patrick, that was Willis, the voice of Willis, who has expressed and says his gratitude to you for doing that. Yeah, okay. We are pressed for time. Time is of the essence. We have our last words from our family, and I'm saying this deliberately. Our family panel: Dougie, Dr. Cleve Scott, Willis, Da Vinci, Nick, I'm including you, and indeed myself. So last words from each person, then we wrap up. I'll go in
Yeah, well,
order.
I will
Yes,
start.
please.
Yeah, because my bedtime. Right. We started the program reminding people that Godfrey also sang Calypso, and we played Pushing It. And I just want to remind people that because sometimes we like to draw lines in the sand. And I thank the Calypso fraternity. And Cabo, don't forget to remind people that Friday night we're in the backyard in New York with the Dynamites. And okay, Rejector, I know Patch going to be there.
Of
And thank you
course.
very much for having me.
Always a pleasure, my brother. Always a pleasure. Willis?
Well, I mean, I can't say too much how sorry I am for this event and that, and how much I sympathize with the family, friends, and fans. I just want us to remain focused, remain a family, and let us give Godfrey the best send off we could offer to any family member. Let this be a model. I just want us to not remain focused and remain a family, and let us give Godfrey the best send off we could offer to any family member. Let this be a model. I don't know.
Something keep playing back. Willis, you still
Cleve,
there?
that was from Cleve. That's
Yes,
okay.
I
I
am.
took it off.
Yeah, okay.
I took it off.
Go
Yeah.
ahead because
I am.
we're getting the feedback, but no, it's corrected. So you
Okay,
go ahead.
so I was just to wrap up. Just say that this be a model send off. We want to honor Godfrey, and actually Godfrey was conscious enough to ask for certain things. He had a wish. I'm not going to say what these things are, but we are going to
Honor them.
honor him. We honor them, and we are going to try our best to give him the most peaceful, magical send off we could muster for him. Thanks for having me on this program, and thanks for having the program.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it on his behalf, on behalf of his son. who I'm very close with, and I'm in touch with all the time. I really wish to extend his appreciation as well for him, because I know he would want to had he gotten the chance to do so. Right.
Thank you
So thank
again,
you very much.
Willis. Thank you again, Willis. Doggy?
Yeah, well, as I said, Willis, I want to I know you and him were very close. He always said that to me. And I think one of these days we will all surprise the Almighty God and you see the soca bands in heaven, having having a great time. You're carrying soca in up the cover. So
Because,
yeah, no, I have to make a little. We have to smile a little bit
we have a light-hearted as well,
in
so I guess we already have
in sadness,
Winston so
in
waiting,
sadness.
awaiting,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
good
yeah.
with him.
Would not be around because I'm out and I will be out for quite some while. I have some issues I'm dealing with, so I want to say I'm happy that you all had this and I could have a chance to come and join in the free. Good night. Have a great night.
Thank you, Doggy. You're not going to leave on that, Nick. So, Nick, you can say a piece. Oh, no. No, you say a piece. Come. All right. Lance Da Vinci, let me have your final words.
Well, my condolences go to the family of Godfrey, to Touch, to all his friends, and I know St. Vincent has lost an icon. And I'm not good at saying goodbyes, so I'll just say, yeah, so long, babe. See you when I see you.
Well, we have all heard from Godfrey, from his close friends. Let's say, as they have all indicated, they started as friends as far as concerned, and they became family. And that's testament to the kind of person that Godfrey was. And it was indeed fated that he started with a band named Fluid, fluidity, and then he ended with a band named Touch, where he touched many lives. Godfrey was an unsung hero as far as I'm concerned. He contributed significantly to the development and promotion of the cultural landscape of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. No praise is too high for him. He is gone, but not forgotten. But the main parting words is that we are good at eulogizing. We are good at giving people the flowers when they are gone. I know that he got his flowers from Willis and Cleveland and when he was alive. But what we can do for him is to ensure that we carry on his rich and positive legacy. Godfrey, family, we cannot feel your pain, but we too are grieving and mourning the loss of an icon, a musical icon. May Godfrey's soul rest in peace. To our listeners, our loyal listeners, we thank you for being with us throughout this program. I am supremely confident you learned a few things. I certainly did about Godfrey Famous Dublin. Safe journey to the ancestor Famous. Now, Nick, it's your turn.
Well done. Think it so? You have done it again. Bad-minded. We had a nice thing going, you mash it up. You said you get fed up. My love was not enough. Now you see me enjoying me life. So much bad talk you let off. I'm whining you mad. I'm happy you sad. You lose what you had. Now wish me no bad. Carnival a party in. Bacchanal and generating. Eating all and drawing in. Stop the bad talking. I'm whining you mad. I'm happy you sad. You lose what you had. Now wish me no bad carnival party in. Bacchanal gyrating, eat the call and join in. Stop the bad talking. When you are my lover, I tired walk. Now I get free up. This party round the clock. So my sweetheart treated me just right. You bad-minded, bad talking. I'm whining you mad. I'm happy you sad. You lose what you had. Now wish me no bad. Carnival party in. Bacchanal gyrating. Eat the call and join in. Stop the bad talking. I'm whining you mad. I'm happy you sad. You lose what you had. Now wish me no bad. Carnival party in. Bacchanal gyrating. Eat the call and join in. Stop the bad talking.
The Untold Calypso 10 presents an hour of Calypso with culture every Monday at 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Listen to conversations and the compositions of Vincentians Calypsonians. Hear reports on the status of the mass and steel band sectors. Join us here on Nice Radio every Monday at 6:30 p.m. as the Untold Calypso 10 bring Vincentian culture to life.
What's your favorite vegetable? Well, the doctor put her on a diet. She said, and if she don't stick to it, she could wind up dead. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. And exercise, regular exercise. Well, the fruit part of that instruction is not bad. Or she have her favorite fruit trees planted in her backyard. But veggies on a daily basis would surely cause financial crisis. She said, I love this salad bar, but my salad is salad without cucumber.